For the first time in years, folks, literal decades, depending on how you slice it, there will be no new Call of Duty game for a year. In 2023, it has been announced that Activision has decided to push back the upcoming Modern Warfare sequel to the next year, meaning that, again, we're getting a whole year without our yearly release of COD for the first time in many, many years. Now, Activision has stated something in response to an article posted by Jason Schreier to Bloomberg stating this fact. It's less of a confirmation or denial of this revelation and more of a subtweet. So let's take a look at the situation as it stands, dig into the details, and see why we have a lot to look forward to, and in some ways less to look forward to with Call of Duty coming up. The story is as follows. For the first time in 2 decades, Call of Duty will skip a year. Activision has delayed 2023's game made by Treyarch to 2024, sources tell Bloomberg. It's a shocking move that will have a massive impact on the franchise and the industry. A new premium Call of Duty has come out every year since 2005. Next year's offerings will include a new free-to-play game as well as content for Warzone 2 and 2022's Modern Warfare. This decision was made completely independently of Microsoft. Call of Duty Vanguard underperformed, and Activision executives have been concerned about the games cannibalizing one another, sources say. Now, as he mentions, every year since 2005 has had a mainline Call of Duty game. The franchise started in 03, and there was no mainline game, but there was a game in 04, Finest Hour, which highlights the inevitable fact there that is touched on. There is going to be some Call of Duty content coming out that year, and of course, inevitable expansions and skins and DLC and whatnot for the games that are coming out later this year. So there will be content through that year, but still, this is a big break for the franchise. Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 are going to have some heavy burdens to bear, keeping things afloat a little bit independently next year. It's a bit easier to imagine Activision feeling comfortable about going without their yearly COD release when they have the financial backing and changes in business plan that'll come from being owned by Microsoft, but apparently the reaction was serious enough that they were ready to delay the next game's release even before that, which is a really shocking, really bold move. But a lot of fans would agree it could be a much needed change in direction to help alleviate a lot of the issues related to a very, very tight dev cycle that we've been seeing in our current games. And now we can take a look at Activision's response, which is a little vague, admittedly, but let's dive into it regardless, because as we dig through the corporate language, we can understand the underlying truths. It states the following: we have an exciting slate of premium and free-to-play Call of Duty experiences for this year, next year, and beyond. Reports of anything otherwise are incorrect. We look forward to sharing more details when the time is right. Very careful wording that seems to mean that there will be, again, something coming out next year with the name Call of Duty plastered on it, and that relates to the tweet that Jason posted out himself, so everything lines up so far. It doesn't seem like they can confirm or deny anything from the Bloomberg report, which leads most to assume that is essentially correct. At the very least, in addition to the highly anticipated COD releases this year, I'm sure a lot of fans will be happy to hear that the next game to come in the beloved franchise will have plenty of time to get nice and polished before release. And of course, if we have a very solid Modern Warfare game and a very solid Warzone 2 to help tide us over, something we can dig into time and time again, a battle royale to span the test of time, then I'm sure everybody's going to be more than well and occupied. And until we get word on that, or word on this year's games, neither of which have an actual release date or any footage yet, I will be keeping a close eye on the situation. But like I said, until then, I want to hear from you folks out there. How do you feel about this announcement? Does this restore confidence that the next game is going to be the best it possibly can be? Are you worried at all for this year's releases? We still have a lot to look forward to when it comes to these upcoming games, but the next game getting pushed back could give it the time it needs to not end up like Vanguard, not end up like Warzone, etc., etc. Let me know in the comment section down below, and I will let you know the minute that more news breaks on either of these beloved games or anything to come in the future. But for right now, that's all I've got, so thank you for watching, and once again, have yourselves a beautiful day.